Hey, this is Dennis Gilmore with Caliber Funding. Thank you for accepting my invitation to go to the Denver Public Trustees Auction on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock sharp. So you received this email, and I'm calling this step one, reading the tea leaves, because it really is just kind of you need a lot of information, and you just kind of need to feel whether or not you have a good deal in your sights or not. And the best way I know of to determine whether or not you have a good deal is to get a whole lot of information about what you're looking at. So every Tuesday, Denver County Public Trustee puts out the current bids, and you have current auction bids, which is actually a scan of what the attorney has sent in. And then Denver is very, very nice, and they put it together on an Excel spreadsheet called the Current Bid Grid. And again, every Tuesday by 4 o'clock, I usually see them come out at 2 on Tuesdays, and the auction's on Thursdays. So you have a very short period of time to complete your due diligence process. So I'm going to my current bid list, and which I downloaded. And you can print out this PDF, which I normally do to keep it for reference. And I'm going through, and just to give you a quick overview, here's the file number, which you'll need to reference. 2010 means they started the process back in 2010. And here's the property address, and here's the borrowers, and here's the lender. Here's the amount the lender's owed with interest and penalties and attorney fees and everything else. And on this particular property, they're willing to take a $53,000 loss, rounding it down, and they'll accept a bid of $264,248 plus $1 for the first bid, and then the bidders get to bid on it. So if you want to bid on this property, you need to show up with a cashier's check of $264,249, register for this bid on Thursday morning by 9:45, and then you're in on the auction. And if you're the only bidder, then you're going to get it for that number plus $1, $264,249. Now I've kind of already scanned through this, so I'm not going to waste your time, but it is fun to look at all the losses that the lender's taking, both fun and sad, I guess. And but we're looking for opportunities. So right here, look at this. We got $156,000. I personally am a low-end investor. I like to buy properties where I can create cash flow and then future opportunity for appreciation. So I'm a long-term investor, not so much of a flipper, but this certainly looks like it has the potential to flip if the numbers work out. So I've got this property here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take a look at it. So I'm going to go to Google Maps. And by the way, I have a special tool that I use that really makes this process fast. So I go to Google Maps, I put in the address, I see the front view, and I zoom right in on this property. And by the way, just to kind of give you an idea where it is, so this is just east of Sheridan, just off of 6, so kind of a cool area, I think. And so if we look at this, I like to go to the zoom down on it and see if it has any outbuildings. Then when I go out to physically look at the property, if this in fact is a property I want to see, I kind of know that I'm going to go in the back and I'm going to have an alley there, and there's going to be a garage, which I really like. I love garages, and I don't know if it's because I'm a man, but you know, just living in Denver, you want to put your car away, and I think properties sell faster if you have a garage. And so I'm going to go ahead and say, this property looks pretty darn interesting to me. So I'm going to go to my title company. I'm going to go ahead and pop in the property address, and I'm going to go ahead and search for the tax assessor's information. Looks like you have 999 square feet, and the lot size 6650, and in fact, the tax assessor indicates that the value is 126.2. And just for fun, I like to look and say, hey, this property was purchased in 2004 for $156,000, and I can buy it for 1/3 of that price, assuming I'm the only bidder. And I can guarantee you, if that is a first trustee lien, I am not going to be the only bidder on that property. There is just way too much equity. And kind of a rule of thumb is, you know, you're going to see people making like 20% on their money. There are rarely any home runs out there. Simply because the investors are sharp, they've got capital, and they want to bid. Now let's go ahead and utilize my system, which is ReNAV, and I went ahead and logged into this system, and you pay for it. It's not completely inexpensive, and but if your time is worth anything, this system's worth it. And if you're an agent that wants to be involved in short sales, etc., it has other benefits to you beyond just what I'm using it for. So I'm going to go to the Denver County auction, and it indicates that I have 42 bids, 42 active bids, because sometimes bids are pulled at the last minute. Here are the other auctions. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Denver County because that's where we're going Thursday morning. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I am looking at the auction here. I'm going to go ahead and expand that to 50 properties, and I think I had more than 50, so let me go to 100 properties, and that should complete and get me the entire list. And one of the things I'm going to utilize is I'm going to use the bid to value ratio to kind of show me where the equity is in the auction right away. So these properties are all overbid by the lender, 161%, so I'm going to go the other way. And what the bid to value ratio is usually the value is determined by utilizing the tax assessor's value at first glance, and then taking the tax assessor's value relative to the bid amount, and they come up with this number. So, at the top of the list, this property doesn't have an assessor's value, so that's not really accurate. So, doesn't mean there isn't an opportunity there, but I'm just going to go ahead and drill down to, wow, right, second one in. Looks like it's at 46% bid to value, which means I have 54% equity in the property. So that's a really good place to start. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I went ahead and highlighted it in blue, and I had a few other properties. So check out how cool this is. I'm just going to say, hey, show me the properties where I have indicated that they're blue. And that drills down to just these 3 properties that I selected previously. But this particular one, Utica, kind of has my attention. And by the way, if I go ahead and click all, and you have a particular region within Denver or any of the other counties that you're bidding in, and you want to see a map view of that and then drill down on a specific area, you can do that. And you can just click here, for example. It's going to show you the property address, and you can drill down on that. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to hide that. I'm going to go back to my blue view here, where I previously indicated these as properties of interest. And I'm going to go ahead and look at this Utica Street. And I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm sorry. So I'm going to order the O&E, which I already did. And these are prepaid. They're $4 each. I can order it right in the system. And if someone else had ordered it, it would be instantly available to me, which is really a terrific feature, because if you can find out if that's a first lien, then or find out it's a second lien, then you may not want to spend the time driving the property, and it just saves you time driving. So so again, I have Utica Street. I've got $67,000 in equity, and if I go ahead and click on the map view, I'm going to see the same thing I had over here. And so I'm going to utilize ReNAV at this point, and it's going to give me market comps, which are current listings. Now, you guys are all realtors, so if I'm you, the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to log in and plug into my MLS and log in right here, and I'm going to pull up that property, and guess what? It's currently listed indicating pending status. And if we look back on the listing history of this, I love this. 325.04 sold for 157.9, and check it out. It's been listed since April 20, or pending since April 26 for $75,000, and it looks like it was listed for $105,000, and then just quickly we had price reductions all the way to $75,000 till we had a buyer take it at $75,000. So guess what? We got a buyer's agent, or maybe even the listing agent is double ending the deal, and guess what? It's going to auction on Thursday. Now, one of the things that I am wary of is when I see it under contract, I think that there's a potential that this particular property could be pulled at the last minute. So I'm going to go through this process, and we're going to look at a couple different properties, and I'm going to go ahead and do due diligence, drive the properties, take pictures, knock on the doors, see if there's a tenant or if it's owner occupied, and do some stuff there. But what I love is when it's listed, I always drill down and I say short sale, rare, 4-bedroom, needs some work, but priced appropriately. Home has oversized one car, spacious yard, great investment opportunity, sold as is, subject to lender approval. Let's go ahead and scope out the pictures here real quick and see if I have some interiors, which, you know, if I show up to it and it's occupied and all the windows are closed, at least I could say I saw the inside of it. And so here we are, and let's go ahead and click. Okay, love that wood paneling. That's very nice. And see how they have it kind of decorated here. That's got to add some value. Ooh, kitchen, very, very small. And again, backyard, good lot size. We have that garage, so, you know, some potential. And then the other thing I look at here is listing agent, see if I have any basement square footage that wasn't there, and you know, but suddenly appear when the listing agent was there. So, you know, all in all, a good property to look at. I'm going to go ahead and look at the O&E report and then drive this property and see if it's a good one. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that process on these three properties. These two are out in Montbello, and so hopefully I'll have time to drive out and take a look at those. But certainly the Utica Street one is going to fall under my radar, and I'll look at a couple others and see how those look. So hope that helps. I'm excited. Here, by the way, are all the links that I have open right here that I emailed you, and that's just the tools that I have open all the time, so that I'm ready to kind of click through, and then I'm going to analyze whether or not there's a property I want to pull the trigger on. I'm going to go ahead and run comps and look at comps in the market and determine what my number is based on how much I'm going to have to put into the property and improvements, pay commissions, etc. If I'm going to rent it, or if I'm going to hold it, or flip it, or if I'm going to hold it for rental. So thanks a lot. Hope that helps, and I really look forward to seeing you Thursday. We'll be leaving at 9 a.m. sharp, so you may want to get there a little bit early, and because we got to get a parking spot downtown and then get a seat at the auction. It's going to be fun. I look forward to seeing you.